Alright guys, welcome back to Rick Simpson cannabis oil, and I hope you watched my first segment. If not, guys, I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you get all the notifications when I put out a video, and then go to my playlist and you're going to find all my cannabis Rick Simpson oil videos in my playlist under Rick Simpson Oil RSO. Thank you for joining me. Part 2 of cannabis oil. So, you have just been diagnosed with cancer or some disease, okay? What I want you to do is firstly, find out if you can afford to buy cannabis or grow it. Now, how you find out if you can grow it is, do you have a piece of property or a backyard that it's safe to grow, no one's going to see it, it's going to be out of the way. That's the main goal. Now, what kind of cannabis do you need to buy or use to make Rick Simpson oil? You can make cannabis oil out of any cannabis plant you want, but I'm going to tell you the plant you need to use. Mandatory. Okay, guys? There are two types of cannabis plants. One is sativa. The next, indica. Now, sativa is not the plant you ever want. Why? It is your party drug plant. So sativa will give you a lot of energy. So let's go energy. Oops. Energy. Sorry about that. Energy, and you will hallucinate. I'm not going to spell that because I don't know how to spell that. Okay. Now, some people, depending on what their disease was, wanted more energy. I know a girl who took it so she can get in better health by going to the gym, energy for the gym. Some people just don't have energy anymore. They're just slugs or bumps on a stool, right? So try it. You don't need sativa. So just get that out of your head. Indica is the absolute best for making Rick Simpson oil. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing for people, so I'm going to take it as clear as possible, okay? There are a million varieties of cannabis plants because there has been blends, hybrids, etc. Okay? But the two main plants are always sativa and indica. Okay? And there's a third, it's a cousin called hemp. You've probably heard of hemp oil. Hemp has been around forever. They used to make ropes out of it. They used to make clothing out of it, paper. Hemp has many other purposes, but we're not going to worry about hemp because indica is what you need to make RSO, Rick Simpson oil. Now, the indica plant you are going to look for to purchase, whether it be seeds or buying the flowers themselves, is an indica with at least 21% THC. Remember THC from my first video? Yeah. Okay, a minimum of 21% THC level. Now, you could do it with lesser stuff, but I wouldn't gamble my life on it. This is guaranteed. 21% THC, as long as you follow all of my directions throughout this series. Okay? Indica, 21% THC. That's all you really need to know from this. You don't need to know anything other than that about cannabis, really. Okay? That's this guy, okay? Now, I'm going to wipe this board off, and we're going to keep going. Okay? So, the next part is what you want to pay attention to. Where to get seeds or where to get flowers. I don't know who is watching this video right now, but here in Canada, we have to go to the government official website to buy cannabis and cannabis seeds. Unfortunately, I have tested a large majority of the government's product, and it is crap. The government has watered down and made a joke out of using this as a supplement. And I believe it is a supplement. It's a natural plant, like any plant out there. And they have watered it down. I've seen they sell oils even, knockoff oils, on the government website. They are not Rick Simpson oil, never will be, because the government refuses to acknowledge this. And that's just the way it is. So you're going to have to bypass that. So, I don't know, but there's something called the internet. I'm not saying anyone to break the law whatsoever, because I don't. And you'll find a way to find those seeds online, I'm sure. Indica, 21% THC, and that's what you want. Seeds are expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than buying product from the government, which is lackluster. Okay? Now, the next thing, I'm not a gardener. I don't know what I'm doing. That's a big problem. You're going to have to find somebody who knows what they're doing, or learn quick. And what I did at home to grow mine, I bought containers to house my plant. What a crappy picture of a plant. So I bought a container. I bought just regular old topsoil, and I mixed in like a good Miracle Grow or whatever, and I watered it. I poured a gallon of water on this plant every day. That's me personally. Now, let's not go on a chase and see who grows the best and what method, okay? I did very well growing this way this year, outside legally. And I'm not worried about how you grow your plants. I'm sure you can be real experts at it. I had huge yields on this method, okay? Now, what you need to do is, if you don't know what you're doing in the garden, you want to get a close family friend you can trust to do this for you, okay? 4 containers max, because you can only have 4 plants. That's plenty for what you need. I'm telling you that. The problem comes because marijuana is amazing, but it takes a long time to grow outside plain Jane without assistance. What do I mean about assistance? a cannabis plant, okay, will not start making medicine, which would be flowers. So let's just draw a little whatever here, okay? It doesn't make little flowers, which is the medicine, until later in the fall. So I started it's almost last year. Basically, what I did, I started my plants indoors in little paper cups. Near a window, lots of sun. Under the window is my heat register for the house. And I put them there, and when the furnace came on, the movement of air would help. It keeps the plants warm, climate controlled, and the movement of air helps plants grow stronger because they have to grow tougher to battle and be able to handle the winds and the weather. So getting a fan, like even a small fan, just blowing across your first plants, be very careful, keep it away, just give it a slight breeze by your plants when there's babies. They are extremely fragile. I grow from seeds all the way through, and then I make Rick Simpson oil, okay? Now, the problem with cannabis plants, which, again, people have solved this problem with their methods. I'm not going to get into it. I started January of this year growing inside. When it was warm enough, I would put them outside for the day and bring them in at night until they were strong enough and grew hardy enough to be able to stay out full time outside. Now, by then, you're going to have to transfer them from paper cup into a large pot, which is not a problem. In the paper cup, you're growing it for a long time. You're going to let it get root bound in there. And why is that special? Because you can then remove the paper cup, save it for next year because it won't damage it, and take this plant carefully, plant it into a large container like so with your pre-mixed dirt, whatever you want to use. Next, I'm not really going to go into a lot of details on the growing, but I'm just going to say this guy takes a long time to grow. So if you just throw him out in the beginning in spring, he will not be done until October or November. You may not have that long to wait. And that is why I want everybody out there who's listening right now, who enjoys living, who wants to take care of their body, take care of themselves, take care of their friends possibly and family, I want you to get going on this. Indica, 21% THC minimum. If you can get higher, fantastic. Grow your own, and then go. Guess what, guys? This is easy. Once this is done, once you harvest your plants, I'm not going to go through how to grow them and everything. That's other people. I'm just going to get into the Rick Simpson oil. Once these guys are harvested, you hang them upside down. Basically, I cut them at the base right here. Okay? There's medicine in the roots as well, but I don't mess with that because I never. But with the results I get, I don't even worry about that. Okay? So I chop the plant off here when it's done, and I hang this thing upside down in whatever area you have. I put it in my garage. And I hung up all four at once, upside down on just some. I had some, just some string, and I kind of hung it off of. I ran the string across my garage door opener, the rails for it. Obviously on the back end, so when you're opening and closing your door, you're not going to mess anything up. And you just hang these plants on a string in your garage, and let them sit in there for 10 days to cure. What does curing do? Curing is getting rid of the moisture content inside the plant. Why upside down? When you flip the plant upside down, all that moisture will then go into the buds, the flowers, the medicine. The buds or flowers are where the medicine, most of the medicine is. Now, how I process after they're cured, I like to cut. So, let's say this is a flower here. This is a bud right here, okay? I like to cut as close, not as close to the flower as possible. Maybe, I don't know, half an inch back. It's not important. As long as you're getting the entire flower, you're cutting that so you still have a little stem in there, because when when the flowers grow, guys, they have the resin and the medicine all over the bud, even on the stem, on the leaves. I cut it back here, so in my method where I process it, I put it in a blender with alcohol, and that chews absolutely everything down to the molecular level, and then I process it. Now, what are you talking about a blender? Blah, blah, blah. I'm getting ahead. You guys can go look at that video now in my playlist. Go to my YouTube channel, go to the playlist tab, Rick Simpson Oil, RSO. Click the playlist. I have absolutely everything in here, including these videos. In the videos, how I process and make Rick Simpson oil is I like to take about a pound of buds, of material, it's a big giant Ziploc bag, but you can get a giant Ziploc bag out of one plant, if you know what you're doing and know how to keep your plants happy. That's what I did. I got about 4 pounds this year. Now, getting into the processing method, I'm not going to show you on this because I already made those videos and they're in the playlist I just told you about. So we're going to skip ahead past that. Okay? So after this one, after this segment, I'm going to get into a next segment, and it's going to be pretty important, okay? So let's just pause it, and we'll get to that one.